Hi everyone, my name is Sue Sirek and I am the 7th grade homeroom teacher and the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades English language arts teacher here at St. Joseph School. This is my 14th year here at St. Joseph School. I started here when my youngest child was in kindergarten and she is now a freshman in college at the University of Minnesota. All 4 of my children went to school here, so St. Joe's just feels like home to me, and I am very happy to be here. I feel very blessed. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about English language arts, and I'm going to use Google Classroom kind of to walk you through some resources that you can find and to help you know what to expect for English language arts. I'm going to use the 7th grade Google Classroom page. Both 6th and 8th grade pages are very similar. They just have their content on them, but they are set up the same way and they can find the same resources. So English language arts covers so many topics. We will be studying spelling and vocabulary development within our spelling program. We will be covering reading and writing. We will be covering speaking and listening, and we also will be learning grammar during English language arts. So as I said, just so many areas to cover, and to me, those are all the great ones. So it's really about communication. I tell the kids that English language arts is to help you communicate with the world, to get your ideas out there in a way that will be understood. So English language arts is very important. All right, so as I said, I'm going to go to the 7th grade page. I always tell the kids to click on classwork when they are going to Google Classroom for English language arts, because I have that page arranged into categories and topics, so it's easier to find their information. So let's see, one of the first things that I want to show you, actually, students will receive homework in English language arts, and I will tell you about that shortly. If they want to look for their homework, there is a link on the English language arts page to the 7th grade homework calendar, and that's under this links category. They can just click on that homework calendar, and then they click on the link to the homework calendar, and you will see the homework calendar will pop up. You can see that all of the teachers use this homework calendar, and they put homework assignments on it nightly or on a daily basis. I'll just go to the ELA. You can click on ELA, and then it will give you a description of what their homework is for that evening. Both 6th and 8th grade homework calendars are also linked on the English language arts page. If you're in 7th grade, it's also on the Homeroom Google Classroom page. And if you are a parent of a 7th grader, I did send a link to the homework calendar in an email at the beginning of the year, and I will be doing that again. I believe 6th and 8th grade teachers will also be sending a link to their homework calendars to the parents. So that's a great place for your child to check to see what their homework is. We really encourage that they use their planners first and foremost, but the homework calendar is just another resource for them to check on their homework to make sure what they have if they didn't write it in their planner. There also is a link to IXL, and they use this link for both reading and math. Of course, your child will need to put in their username and their password to get onto their IXL account. I will be using IXL a little bit later in the year after the students take their first map test. I use IXL for reading on a bi-weekly basis. They have an assignment due every couple of weeks that helps them improve the skills that they specifically need in reading. So that's the link to IXL. So you can expect weekly that they will have an IXL assignment to be doing. I usually assign 2 skills for them to first get to a score of 80, and then the second week they have to get to a score of 100 on those IXL skills. So those skills are specific to each of them and just help them grow in the area that they need the most growth in. So that will be happening later in the year. I also have a link to TADS Educate. You can just click on that, and again, you would put in your username and password. TADS is a place, it's basically the online gradebook. You would be able to see if students are missing any work, if they've had late assignments, and also their grades on TADS Educate. I really encourage you to share your username and your password with your child. They're at the age where they should be accountable for their work, and they should be learning how to check in on their assignments. Okay, and then finally on the links, I have a link to this AR book find. Now, we don't use Accelerated Reader anymore here at school, but I find that this Accelerated Reader book finder is a really great resource just to help students find titles of books. So if they were a student, they would click Student, and then they could actually do the advanced search, and then they can go ahead. They don't need to put in a title, but they could put in their level, so 6th grade and up usually, and then they can put in topics that they're interested in. A lot of them are interested in like fantasy. They can even do subtopics such as, imaginary creatures, and then they would do a search, and AR Bookfinder gives them a list of titles that fit their interests. So it's just a really great resource to help find books if they're looking for books to be reading. Okay. All right, so that's it for the links section. Also on Google Classroom page is this Classroom Resources section. And here I have a link to the syllabus, which I did send home with everybody. So you all should have seen the syllabus, but if you want to look at it again, or if your child wants to look at it, it is linked here. I have this book bash planning sheet. So in middle school, we have something called book bashes. So that is, last year we did it every month, but it was a little much. So we're going to do this every other month, where students are able to just sit and talk about their books. They use this planning sheet to help them prepare for their discussion with their group about the book that they're reading. So the book that this is the book of their choice that they're reading outside of class. And without having Accelerated Reader, this is a way for me to encourage more reading, that love of reading, which will help them be successful in their futures. So they fill out this sheet to help them talk about their book that they are reading outside of class. And they meet with friends, they talk about their book, and they get to enjoy hot chocolate usually and some sort of a treat. It's kind of a fun event for them. So as far as an independent reading novel, I do expect the students to have an independent reading novel of their choice that they are reading outside of class. They should have it with them every single day in class, and they actually also have a bookmark where you give your permission for the book that they are reading. So please ask your child about that if they haven't showed it to you, because I will want permission from you for them to read the book that they are choosing. Okay. Also, to encourage that outside reading. Students are expected to do one book review every trimester. So they read a book. It's due at the end of the trimester, but they can hand these in anytime during the trimester. They have a choice to do a written book review or a one-pager. So the written book review, there is a link to the form that they use to do their written book review on Google Classroom. And that is right here. And this is just a guide that helps them know what to write. And then they take that information and they put it into a one-page paper. If they choose to do the one-pager, I have directions for the one-pager here on Google Classroom. And there you can see there are a couple examples of what a one-pager will look like when they're finished. It's more of a visual way to tell about the book that they have read. And they can get the templates for that in the classroom. Okay. So again, when they do their book review, they have a choice of either doing the written book review or this one-pager. Both of those forms are also in the classroom, a hard paper form, but they have it here as well. I also have on here this Google Classroom guide. They're all pretty knowledgeable about Google Classroom at this point, but if they ever are unsure of how to turn something in, how to attach a file, they could check this Google Classroom guide, and that should help them. All right, so at the very top, I have this section called Classwork Homework. This section will not always be used, but this is where if I have an assignment for them to do on Google Classroom, I will link it here. They will always know if they have an assignment on Google Classroom. I will have told them in class, it will be on the board, it will be on the homework calendar that they can find it on Google Classroom, but this is where they would go to find those assignments. These assignments would mostly be reading assignments or things that we have started in class. For spelling, we use the spelling book Spelling Connections. I'll grab the 7th grade one. There is a 6th grade and an 8th grade version of that. And my strong belief about the spelling units is that it really builds their vocabulary. So every single week, they will have homework in their spelling book. So they're assigned 3-page every week. I assign it on the first day of the week, and it's due on the last day of the week. So they really have to manage their time. I recommend they do a page a night, so that they can be finished. Otherwise, it feels like a very big assignment on Thursday night. So you can expect that every week they will have a spelling lesson to do. The only time we won't have spelling homework is weeks that are 3 days or fewer. Okay. As far as grammar, we will be using mentor sentences each week, and we will be focusing on a topic each week. So there will be quizzes at the end of the week on the sentences that we studied during the week. It'll actually probably be more over a 2-week period, since we will probably only be doing grammar on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with spelling being on Mondays and Fridays. Reading will be every single day of the week, and I should say reading and writing. I combine those two. They use their reading material for their writing topics. So we will be working on that every single day. So they will have a variety of materials for that. It will range from short stories to novels, to nonfiction and poetry. So I look forward to a great year with your students. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to email me, call me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for sharing your child with me. Have a great year.